Go.
Hello, this week we're going to do an actual circuit with using the voltmeter to measure current and voltage. So the first thing we're going to do is set up one of these resistors just by itself in this circuit. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a wire going from the positive terminal to one of these springs. We're going to set up the resistor going from the other end of this spring to a different spring, just like that. And then we're just going to have a wire going from that resistor back to the battery. And actually, we should have the push button also in the circuit just like this, just so we don't waste any power in the battery. And so we have our setup just like this. The manual will ask you to measure the voltage and the current. To measure the voltage, we just want to set up each end of the meter across the resistor just like this. And now we're ready to measure voltage. We can set the meter to one of these voltage measurements here, and it should at first read 0 because we're not pressing the button. But if we press the button, we should see a voltage of exactly 1.5 or something like that, because that is the voltage that the battery is outputting. To measure current, it's a little bit more complicated. What you need to do to measure current is not this, because this will break the meter. What you need to do instead is to replace one of the wires with the two ends of the meter, just like this. So let me put the resistor back in. So we used to have the wire going from here to here, and now we'll just have both of the ends of the meter going from there to there. And when we press the button, we're going to now set the meter to one of these settings here. So I'm just gonna set it to 200 M. And then it should at first be 0. But then we're gonna press the button, and hopefully we should get a reading. Don't worry too much about the negative sign. Sometimes it'll be negative, sometimes it'll be positive. It just depends on how you set up the meter in the circuit, just like that. Now we're going to set up two other resistors in the circuit, and there are two ways to do this. The first way we're going to do is we're going to set them up in series. And to do that, we're just going to put them all in a line, just like this. We're going to, just like this. What's important about a series connection is you do not want to give the current any choice of where to go. So you see it goes from positive to the button, from the button straight to this resistor, and it has nowhere else to go but through the other two resistors and back to the battery. So just like that. To measure voltage across any one of these resistors, we're just going to do what we did for the first resistor and just put each of the ends of the meter across, just like this. Set the meter to the setting and then press the button. And we should get a reading of roughly a third of what the battery is if you're using all the same valued resistors. To measure current through any of these, we would like to, well, I think the current through all of them is going to be the same, so just replace one of the wires with each end just like this, and then set the meter to measure current, press the button, and you should get a reading. So now we're going to set them up in parallel. And the easiest way to do that, I've found, is to just all have them connected to the same two springs, just like this. The manual will ask for a voltage measurement, and to do that, just, let's see if I can, just measure the two springs across the battery just like this. To measure the current through each resistor individually, what you want to do, it's a little bit more tricky. You need to take the resistor off of whichever one you're measuring, just like this, and then hook it up to the spring that it was connected to on one end and connect the meter to the other end of the resistor, just like this. And then when you press the button, you should get a reading on the meter. I've managed to disconnect the other end of the resistor. I'm not sure why I'm not getting a reading. Oh wait, okay, so make sure to actually complete this circuit. That is vital. And now I'm getting a reading. If you don't get a reading, make sure that the circuit is actually complete and that there's a loop and not a hole. I think that's it. So, good luck with the lab. Have fun. It's hard to do physics without having fun.